Stock market crash tied to Trump tariffs. One sure bet with the U.S. stock market is that investors hate uncertainty. And with the wild first 6 weeks of the Trump administration, change has been coming fast and furious. At this time, the market has lost at least $4 trillion in market value. First, much of this is what I call funny money, here today, gone tomorrow. Many of the stocks involved traded far beyond the old-fashioned benchmark of a modest multiple of earnings versus share price. Second, I have witnessed dramatic drops in the market in the past. I recall early in 2009, the market indexes dropped in half. That was a major recession. Third, most financial advisors will counsel that the best thing to do if your stocks are down is to sit tight and wait for things to stabilize. In 2009, like most people, the little bit that I had in the stock market took a major hit. But I stood firm, and by 2012, I was back even, and later still, things were pretty good. Naturally, as we go to press, the stock market is having a good day. I also hear the talking heads saying that some of the stocks that have had a big hit recently are buying opportunities. Of course, stocks are not for everybody, and this is not a finance show. So I do not ever give anyone, even family members, financial advice. Well, why is the market shaking? In this case, the blame has been placed on the tariff war that Trump has started. As I have previously commented, I do not like his approach, which I would label a sledgehammer approach. I would start by again objecting to the big tariff assessments against Mexico and Canada. He has held some of that in abeyance, but it's not clear where this is going with regard to our two neighbors. In contrast, I'm totally on board with tariffs against our clear archenemy, China, and the European Union and India, which have been taking advantage of the U.S. for decades. Speaking of slow learners, the EU announced another $28 billion in retaliatory tariffs against the USA. I predict that this will not end well for Europe if the greedy scum there do not get on board. Europe is also being told to carry a larger share of its military responsibilities by the Trump administration. The focus is on steel and aluminum tariffs just introduced by Trump. I do believe the USA should be a leader in producing its own steel and aluminum. Not sure why we would need to import it when this is a highly capital-intensive industry, not labor-intensive. Note that the UK, which is no longer part of the EU, has said it will stand pat for now. I believe this is a very good move. Canada, also not so smart, is threatening electric supplies to several northern states and now has added $21 billion in retaliatory tariffs. I predict this will end even more badly for Canada than the EU. Dumb as a stump, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau will transition to new PM Mark Carney. Let's see if he does any better. This is classic Trump. Unfortunately, he has a decent concept, but the implementation is sloppy. I agree with the fact that we need to say no more Mr. Nice Guy. But how you get this mess untangled has been bungled so far. Specifically, I would like to have met with Canadian reps and reviewed the tariffs between the two countries. There's no question that Canada is off track and there needs to be a correction. Same for these other countries.